Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about noun clause session. Let us check these sentences. Which ones are correct? Is it number 1, how much does this book cost? Number 2, I don't know. Number 3, how much this book cost? Or number 4, I don't know how much this book costs. Yes, the correct answer is number 1. Yeah, because it is a sentence. Number 2 also correct because it is a negative sentence. I, the subject, don't know is the negative verb. But number 3 is not correct because there is no verb. Because there is no auxiliary for this question. Karena because it's actually, if we make question that there should be auxiliary, like number 1, how much, and then the auxiliary does this book cost. But number 3, we don't see the auxiliary does. Now number 4 is actually correct, but this is a complex sentence. There is a main clause, I don't know, and there is a subordinate clause, how much this book costs. Nah, the subordinate in here is the noun clause. So how much this book costs is a noun clause. Okay, now let's start to go on. Verbs are often followed by objects, or it can be noun or it can be noun phrase. In example A, his address is a noun phrase. His address is the object of the verb know. I know his address. I, the subject, know the verb, and his address is the object. Now in here, his address is noun phrase. Why is it noun phrase? Because it is a noun that consists of 2 words, his and address. Some verbs can be followed by noun clauses. In example B, where he lives is a noun clause. Where he lives is the object of the verb know. I know where he lives. I is the subject, know is the verb, and the object is where he lives. Where he lives is a noun clause. A noun clause has its own subject and verb. Yeah, why is it called clause? Why is it different with noun phrase? Noun phrase is only 2 words. Noun phrase consists of 2 words, but they are not subject and verb. Noun clause, they have their own subject and they have their own verb. For example, I know where he lives. In the main clause, the subject I, the verb know. In the noun clause, the subject he and the verb lives. Yeah, where in here have the function as the conjunction. In the full sentence, I know where he lives. I is the subject, know is the verb, and the object is the noun clause where he lives. A noun clause can begin with question word. I know where my book is. Yeah, in here the question word where. A noun clause can begin with if or whether. I don't know if Justin is married. Yeah, if Justin is married, the noun clause, and it starts with if. A noun clause can also begin with that. I know that the word is round. The noun clause, the word is round, start with the that. Okay, now let's see number 1 until number 6. Which ones using noun clause? Where are the Simpsons living? It is not noun clause, it is just question. But number 2, I don't know where the Simpsons living. This is noun clause. We don't know what city they moved to. We know that they moved a month ago. Number 4 is noun clause. Are they coming back? It is not noun clause. Number 6, I don't know if they are coming back. It is noun clause. Noun clause that begin with question word. Yeah. So as as mentioned before, the noun clause can begin with question word. The question word that can be used to introduce a noun clause are when, where, why, how, who, whom, which, and whose. Okay, so let me give you some example. From the information question, where does he live? We can make noun clause like example A. I don't know where he lives. Notice in the example, usual question word order is not used in a noun clause. So you cannot say, I know where does he live. It is wrong. Yeah, because it is question. It should be, I know where he lives. So we don't use the auxiliary does anymore because it is not question anymore. It's already become a clause. Okay, the next example. When did they leave? In the noun clause, it will become, do you know when they left? Yeah, so in this example B, the question is, do you know? When they left is not question. When they left is a noun clause. That's why we don't use the word did anymore. From the information question, what did she say? In the noun clause, it will be, please tell me what she said. She said, yeah, what she said. And then from the information question, why is Tom absent? And then in the noun clause, it will be, I wonder why Tom is absent. Yeah, so the formula is just like sentence, subject and verb. Please don't know where, I don't know where he lives. He subject, and then directly to verb lives. Do you know when they left? They subject and directly the verb left. Please tell me what she said. She subject and directly using the verb said. I wonder why Tom is absent. The subject Tom and the verb is. A noun or pronoun that follows main verb be in a question comes in front of be in noun clause as in E and F. Okay. Who is that boy? Now, that boy, the noun, follows the main verb is. But in the noun clause, the pronoun or the noun will comes in front of be. Tell me who that boy is. That boy comes in front of be is. Okay, now example F. Whose pen is this? Okay, in this question, the verb is come before the pronoun this. But in F, do you know whose pen this is? The pronoun comes first and then the to be is. A prepositional phrase, example in the office, does not come in front of be in a noun phrase. Like us see example G and then H. Who is in the office? Okay, so it will be directly, I don't know who is in the office. The subject in this clause, who, and that is become the verb. And then whose keys are on the counter? I wonder whose keys are on the counter. So there is no change in pattern, yeah, because in here the subject is whose keys and then the verb are. Similarly, for question word asking about subject, who came to class? Yeah, who subject came verb. So this is the question asking for subject. Who came to class? My teacher came to class. My teacher, yeah, asking the subject my teacher. Nah, so in the noun clause, the pattern is stay the same. I don't know who came to class. What happened? In the noun clause, tell me what happened. So basically, yeah, the noun clause, the formula will be after the conjunction, the question word, who, whose, where, when, why, and then the noun clause. The noun clause will be subject and then the verb. Or the conjunction if, similarly, if, and then subject, and then verb. Conjunction that, and then subject, and then verb. Okay, let us have some exercise. we are going to modify the information question into noun clause. Why is fire hot? And then we will change into I don't know why fire is hot. Be careful, yeah. From why is fire hot, it will be I don't know why fire is hot. Number 2. When does Patrick go to school? I don't know where Patrick goes to school. Number 2. How much does an electric car cost? Ellen can tell you how much an electric car costs. Number 3. How long do elephants live? Okay, that's right. I don't know how long elephants live. And here we are going to change the question by using can you tell me. How do I pronounce this word? The question will be, can you tell me how I pronounce this word? Number 1. What is our next assignment? The question will be, can you tell me what our next assignment is? We put is behind the noun our next assignment. Can you tell me how? Can you tell me what our next assignment is? Number 2. When is a good time to meet? Can you tell me when is a good time to meet? Can you tell me when a good time to meet is? Number 3. Why did Fernand laugh loudly? Can you tell me why Fernand laughed loudly? Number 4. Where did you buy the dictionary? Where did you buy the dictionary? Can you tell me where you bought the dictionary? Okay, now noun clauses that begin with if or whether. When a yes-no question is changed to noun clause, so we usually use if to introduce the clause. Is Susie at home? The noun clause will be, I don't know if Susie is at home. The yes-no question, does the bus stop here? The noun clause will be, do you know if the bus stops here? Yes-no question, did Dosan go to San Francisco? In the noun clause, it will be, I wonder if Dosan went to San Francisco. When if introduce a noun clause, the expression or not sometimes comes at the end of the clause, as we can see in D. I don't know if Susie is at home or not. But usually it is for informal conversation, yeah. And then in E, whether has the same meaning as if. Yeah, we can also use whether to start a noun clause. I don't know whether Susie is at home or not. Okay, now noun clause that begin with that. A noun clause can be introduced by the word that. In example A, that Mr. Jones is a good teacher is a noun clause. It is the object of the verb think. I think that Mr. Jones is a good teacher. I, the subject, think, the verb, and the object that Mr. Jones is a good teacher. Similarly, with example B, C, D, I hope that you can come to the game. I, subject, hope, the verb, that you can come home to the game, object. Mary realized that she should study harder. Mary, subject, realizes, verb, and the object that she should study harder. I dreamed that I was on the top of a mountain. I, subject, dream, verb, and the noun clause that I was on top of the mountain. The word that is often omitted in the speaking or in a formal conversation. Or in informal conversation. I think that Mr. Jones is a good teacher. We can also say it. I think Mr. Jones is a good teacher. We can use introduction word that all these verbs: agree that, assume that, forget that, predict that, think that, understand that, gitu ya. Okay, for example, I believe that people are kind. I hope that people are kind. I think that people are kind. Okay, in here you can try to insert introduction word that. I think that the story plot of Startup was good. Last night I dreamed that a monster was chasing me. You can try to insert the introduction word that in number 2, 3. Okay, let us have some exercise. We are going to modify the information question into noun clause. Why is fire hot? And then we will change into I don't know why fire is hot. Be careful, yeah. From why is fire hot, it will be I don't know why fire is hot. Number 2. When does Patrick go to school? I don't know. And then other uses of that clause. We can use that clauses to follow certain expression with be plus adjective or be plus participle. Yeah, be plus adjective, for example, I'm sure that the bus stop here. Be plus participle, I was disappointed that you couldn't come. Two common expression followed by that clause. It's true that, or it's a fact that. It is true that the earth is round. It is a fact that the earth is round. Okay, these are common expression followed by that clause. Yeah, we can use I am afraid that I cannot come tomorrow. I am pleased that you can be here with me now. It is true that the sun rises from the east. Okay, now noun clauses that begin with if or whether. When a yes-no question is changed to noun clause, so we usually use if to introduce the clause. Now let us see how to substitute so for a that clause in conversational responses. In example A, is Dora is from Mexico? I think so. Nah, so in here substitute that Dora is from Mexico. Think, believe, and hope are followed by so in conversational English in response to a yes or no question. They are all alternative to yes, no, or I don't know. So replaces that clause. Okay, one more time. Is Dora is from Mexico? I think so. Okay, be careful. Don't say like this. I think so that Dora is from Mexico. You don't have to use that Dora is from Mexico anymore. You just say I think so. Okay, how about in the negative usage? Negative usage of think so and believe so, it will be don't think so or don't believe so. For example, is Mr. Han married? I don't think so or I don't believe so. Negative usage of hope in conversational response. Hope not. In example E, I hope not. Did you fail the test? I hope not. It means I hope I didn't fail the test. Please don't say like this. I don't hope so. Yeah, just say I hope not. Okay, and then the last one, other common conversational responses. Besides using I think so, I believe so, I hope so, you can also say I guess so. If it is positive or negative, I guess not. I suppose so. I suppose not. And for example, in here, do you want to come with us? I don't know. I guess so. So it means you maybe will go with them. But if you don't, you can say, do you want to come with us? Oh, I don't know. I guess not. Yeah, it probably you will not join them. Okay, these are some exercises to practice how to use think so or don't think so. For example, number 1, are we going to have a grammar assignment after this class? I don't know. I think so. Yeah. Okay, you can also try to, with number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.